just one command, which was get me a deposit action. We were able to generate a ready to sign transaction using Claude Code and the MCP server that you built, Bjorn. Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris from Dialect here. I've got Bjorn with me too.
Hey guys.
So yesterday, Solana released some benchmarks around constructing transactions using LLMs. They did this for swap and some core Solana actions like the memo program and others. Today, we want to show you how you can use our APIs to get ready to sign transactions using LLMs like Claude Code for a whole suite of other actions on chain, including a lot of fairly complex DeFi. All right, Bjorn, you've done some work to get us an MCP server directly into Dialect's documentation. Is that right?
That's correct. And today we thought we'd do something really fun because I think Chris should do this and I just guide him through the whole process. I think it might be fun for both of us and hopefully also for you. What do you think, Chris? Are you ready? Should we start?
Let's do it.
Yes. And then we use our markets API because our markets API can give you the markets that you want to deposit in, URLs. To do it, please just tell it to use our Dialect MCP server to deposit USDC into the Zeus market for Bitcoin.
Okay, let's do some more advanced DeFi. Let's try depositing into a lending market, and our markets API can get us information about those markets, including the key actions we can take.
That's
So I'm going to
correct.
do get me the USDC market, lending market on Camino for the Zeus Bitcoin market, or I think it's like lending reserve using Dialect's markets APIs, get this data via curl directly because these are all APIs, and show
Yes.
me all the market attributes, including deposit and withdraw action URLs, which we're going to use to generate the transaction. Is that right?
Yeah. Please add it to use the MCP server. Let's see if it can do it.
Cool. All right, I'm just going
Fingers
to click yes,
crossed.
and then we can look closely at this. So, sweet. So
Looks like
it's
it found
basically
something already.
yeah, just looking here. So it's a curl command to markets.dial.to API markets type equals lending because we allow you to filter by market type. And then it's just doing some fancy JQ. And then we've got this Camino market here. Token address use USDC. See some cool stuff here. I'm going to exit this raw response because I think it's going to summarize it for us.
Done.
Market USDC. And now the key thing here is all markets have actions like deposit and withdraw. Those are link URLs that generate ready to sign transactions. So Bjorn, I think next step is I just ask it to generate the transaction.
Makes total sense. Yes, let's do it.
Please
Tell it how
get
much you
me
want to
a
deposit.
for we accept percentages of your wallet holdings or amounts. So I'm going to do one USDC. Please get me a transaction for
Yep.
depositing one USDC into this market. Let's see what it says. This is the command to our API, and you'll see it has this query amount equals one. I say yes, amount
Looks
equals
good.
one. Okay, so that looks like a real transaction. I'm just going to copy it through some API calls. How about we check on Solana Explorer to see if this is a valid transaction? So I hop over here. I'm going to drop this in the actual transaction hash. And it looks like this is real. Let's see. Okay, so the simulation works. And if we scroll down, right, okay, Camino lending, initialize the user metadata and hit the obligation, refresh reserve, refresh obligation. Very cool. And then deposit reserve liquidity. Sweet. And then if we scroll all the way down, it shows the liquidity amount. And USDC has 6 decimals. So this is one USDC and it's like base amount. So that's super cool. Coming back here in two quick commands, one of which was just to find the market, really just one command, which was get me a deposit action. We were able to generate a ready to sign transaction using Claude Code and the MCP server that you built, Bjorn. And that's insanely cool. The reason we wanted to go through this is because in Solana's report yesterday, they mentioned that they did benchmarking against core sort of like Solana Web 3.js transactions like Memo. I think they did a couple other core Web 3.js. And then they did a little bit of DeFi by looking at Jupiter and other swaps. And performance, the reason we're bringing this up is because we've been building APIs for all kinds of actions that you want to take on the Solana blockchain. And you can get ready to sign transactions from single API calls. Like call a URL, very familiar way to interact with a web service, get a ready to sign transaction back, and all you need is the URL and a query parameter like the amount. So by using APIs, we dramatically reduce the complexity for things like human engineers or LLMs that generate ready to sign transactions. That's what we're up to with our blockchain links APIs. Back in our documentation, this is our standard Blinks library. And you'll see here 10 of the top protocols of Solana. We've got Radium, Jupiter, Drift, Camino, Lulo, MarginFi, and key actions within each of them. For example, we did lending just now and constructed a transaction using the lending reserve deposit action. Claude needed to understand that this is the URL and how it gets constructed. And then finding the markets, we've got this list all markets command. So that's how we found it in the first place. So just trying to make development on Solana as easy as possible. It turns out you make it easier for humans. You also make it easier for LLMs. Bjorn, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that.
You summarized it perfectly.
Cool. So yeah, try it out in our docs, and we'd love to see what folks build with this. Thanks, everybody.